campers. Today I have a little product review for you. So a couple of months ago I signed up to an app called Influenster, and they do this thing called a VoxBox where they send out like new or in development kind of products to you, and I was selected for one of the VoxBoxes, and so this arrived in the post. It is the Influenster and Bondi Sands. So inside this box I have two different types of sun cream. According to the top I have a face one and I have a body one. They're both brand new products from Bondi Sands, who are Australian made and globally loved according to the box. So yeah, let's get inside and have a look at these sun creams. Inside that box there were these two sun creams. So you've got this one here for the face and then this one here for the body. As part of the VoxBox campaign I kind of have to test these out, and then I have to write a full review on Influenster. So if you want to follow me on Influencer, I'll post a link to my profile down below. So we'll start with the face one, and it's in a nice kind of little tube. It's a good size, this one, because it means that I can chuck it in my handbag and I can carry it with me on the go to top up my face sun cream, because we all know my face burns. Slightest merest suggestion of sun on my face burns. So yeah, this is going to be great for chucking in my handbag and having while I'm out on the go. And it says a daily moisturising face SPF, face SPF 50+, broad spectrum UVA and UVB protection, and it's water resistant for up to 4 hours. It's also fragrance free, which is great. So my skin is quite dry, but I have an oily T-zone, and my skin is also incredibly prone to eczema, and things like perfumes tend to aggravate my skin. So having one that's fragrance free hopefully means that I'll be able to use it on top of my eczema and it won't cause me too much bother. This one, according to the UVA rating on the back, it's good, but it's only 3 stars, and I kind of wish that it was a bit higher, because there are other brands that are in the same price range or cheaper than this that have 4 or 5 stars. So from a brand like this you kind of expect a little bit more, especially as it's Australian. But their sun's a bit stronger than ours, so, but okay, I'll still give it a go. It also says that it has vitamin E and 72-hour hydration, and then it says that it's reef friendly and cruelty free. So you've got the little bunny ears on the bottom and then the little turtle that says reef friendly. So if I was going on holiday and I was going like on a dive somewhere around the reefs, is it reefs or is it reeves? I don't know what the plural is, but yeah, if I was going on like a diving thing, then this apparently is okay to use in the water, which, okay. As long as it doesn't harm the wildlife, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. So, ooh, straight away, I can literally smell a horrible chemical smell coming out of this. I'm gonna have to give it a bit of a shake. It does really stink. I'm hoping that's just because like it's settled a little bit during transit and it's not just what it generally smells like. Well, it feels like a nice little moisturising kind of texture. It's quite watery. Well, I say quite watery. It's like a thin texture, but it kind of doesn't drip. It might drip if I do that, but hey. So let's test it. Right, let's put a little bit on the back of my hand and see what it's like. Well, it rubs in quite well. My skin is absorbing this quite quickly, which is a good sign. The thing I hate the most about sun creams is that when you put them on they're like really greasy and then everything just sticks to you, especially like a body one. Face ones are okay because you can like powder them down, but if it's like a body one it becomes a bit ugh. So yeah, especially when your clothes stick to you, because that is not nice. But yeah, this has like gone straight in on my hand. There's a tiny bit of residue left, but it's not sticky. It's not sticky, so that's a good thing. This will probably work really well under makeup because it's not sticky, but then it's also like not greasy, so it might be good to use instead of a primer or a moisturiser before you put your makeup on. Oh, but it does have that vile stink. That is horrible. It's really acrid. It's like it's getting right in the back of my nose and in the back of my throat, and it's like, I don't like it. It's like when my neighbours have a bonfire and they put plastic on it, and it's like that kind of acrid kind of stink, chemically. Ugh. I really don't like the smell of this. It's really overpowering, and right now I can taste it. It doesn't taste very nice either, so yeah, I don't like that. Oh, I really don't like that at all. Yeah, the smell of this one is not for me. If you do buy this, I would strongly advise you don't smell it because it absolutely reeks. Yeah, why do I keep smelling it if I'm telling you that it absolutely reeks? Just, but yeah, it's vile. I've tried it on the back of my hand that has quite a bit of eczema on it usually. At the moment it's clear but the skin is still quite thin and there are tiny little crispy bits of dry skin there. And at the moment it doesn't seem to be aggravating that, but I will leave it on throughout the course of the day and then I'll drop a little update in while I'm editing this to see whether I've actually become allergic to it or not. And they've also sent me this big tube of broad spectrum SPF 50 plus UVA and UVB protection, water resistant for 4 hours, fragrance free sunscreen lotion. So this is like the body version. And immediately, like this one, it's really sharp on the corners. When I took it out the box, I really caught the ends of my hands on it, so perhaps not a good thing. And one thing I have noticed is that the back has a lot of stickers on the back where the ingredients and stuff and the brief for it is. It's got a peel here thing, but then I can peel off the whole peel here thing, and there's another label underneath. Look, you can see where all the labels and stuff are. It's a bit odd. And again, this is only 3-star UVA rated, and there's cheaper ones on the market than Bondi Sands that are 4 or 5-star rated, like Nivea or Boots' own brand Sultan. So I might go with one of those instead if I was picking, because I'd rather spend money on one that's slightly better given how badly my skin burns. So yeah. Right, this one says shake well before use. He's making quite a bit of noise. This one doesn't seem to smell much at all. Let's try this one on the back of my other hand. Oh, this formula seems a little bit more runny compared to the other one. It's sort of settling on my skin and that's literally going to run off my finger if I'm not careful. Doop, doop, doop. Yeah, let's put this one into there. Again, the skin on my body is quite prone to eczema, so especially on my arms, so the test will be whether I can actually wear it on my arms without it bugging my eczema. I'll wait for my hydrocortisone to wear off though, because otherwise it's not really a fair test. So I'll probably test this one properly on my body tomorrow, along with the face one. But yeah, so far it seems okay. This one does feel a lot greasier and stickier in texture than the face one. So this one will probably end up sticking my clothes to my body, which is going to be a bit icky. I may have to powder this one down. I don't usually powder my body, but I might have to with this one if I intend to use it. But it is sinking in quite quickly. It does have a smell to it, and it is slightly acrid, but it's nowhere near as strong as this one. And the acrid smell kind of seems to be fading on it quite fast. To be honest, this one probably just smells like sun cream, but like a chemical based sun cream rather than a non-chemically based one. Yeah, it sort of smells okay. It's okay, I guess. Gives a bit of a shine on it, on your skin. It does feel moisturising, but then you can kind of feel the SPF sticking on the outside. I feel the SPF sticking right on the top. This is a problem, when they're ultra moisturising sun creams. My skin tends to drink in all the moisture and then leaves the SPF as proper residue on the top of my skin, and it's can be a bit gammy. So what I will do now is I will test them out tomorrow. So the face one on my face and the body one on my body, and then I will let you know the results later on. Right then, campers, let's see how well this sits underneath makeup. So on this side of my face, I'm going to use a liquid foundation, and on this side of my face, I'm just going to use my normal powder like I usually do, and we'll test and see how well it holds up on a liquid and a powder foundation. Right then. So for this, I'm literally not going to use a primer, I'm just going to use this. It kind of sets a bit sticky like a primer anyway. Ooh, that's quite a lot. Just sponged out everywhere. Oh my god. There's quite a bit. Okay, so that's all that applied, and got my beauty blender. This is the Avon True Colour Flawless Liquid Foundation. This one is in the shade Light Pink, which Avon have now discontinued, and I very much like it back. But yeah, it'll do the job that I need to do for this. Now, for half of my face, I'm probably only going to need a little blob. Well, that kind of applied fairly painlessly. It doesn't look like there's any like balling up of the product or anything going on my face. It does still make my face look incredibly shiny though, but that might be down to the fact that my beauty blender is kind of wet and it's kind of dampened my face a little bit. Let's powder the other side. I'm going to use my normal Revolution Pro CC Perfecting Pressed Powder. I'm just literally going to dot this on this side of my face. On this side of my face I can see like a giant patch here where it's like been stuck completely to the sun cream, and that kind of looks a bit bad. It's not like blended in or anything, and tapping it with my finger and trying to blend it out with it is literally just taking the sun cream off. Look, I can literally see it now. Oh, that's not... yeah. So for powder foundation, I'm literally like just trying to disperse this across my face, and it's literally not moving. It's supposed to blend in and it's not, and when I'm trying to like rub it and disperse the powder, it's coming off. Literally, look, it's coming off on my fingers, which is a little bit bad. It's all balling up on the top of my head now. Oh dear. So for powder foundation, perhaps this isn't the best. I'm going to just dust it with a little bit of powder to set it. See, this side seems kind of okay now I've set it down with the powder. It does still feel a little bit oily though, like to touch it feels a tad oily, but I guess that's just a sun cream. But it does look a lot more matte. It has got like a tiny little bit of glow, especially on the top of my cheekbone. My nose does look incredibly greasy though, but it looks a hell of a lot better with a liquid foundation and then powder on the top rather than just like a full-on powder foundation. My skin is like awfully shiny though. Right. Next up, a tiny little bit of contour. Literally just a tad. And yeah, this side has not gone on very well at all. It's kind of like all, can you see where it's all like kind of balled up on the side of my face? It looks bloody awful. But this side it's kind of okay. I think it has kind of like made my skin look a little bit more matte by putting the contour on, which is probably a good thing. Let's add a little touch of blush. Yeah, in putting the brush on this side of my face, it's literally just taken sun cream and foundation off and dirtied my brush. It's also made my face look a lot worse. The highlighter, I just literally swirl my finger in the highlighter pan and then just tap it where it needs to go. I don't really go in for a hell of a lot with highlighter. Otherwise my face ends up looking super duper shiny. Although not that my skin actually needs it at this point in time, because it's quite dewy anyway from the finish from the sun cream. Yep, it looks kind of okay. And on this side it's literally just left a cast. Look, you can kind of see like a white powder sitting on top of it. Oh dear, but this side it's okay, it's gone right in. Not quite sure why it's casting on this side and what it didn't like about the powder, but there we are. It seems that two moisturisers together kind of work. Now a little bit of eyebrow wax, just a tad, just to get them to sit straight. And I can see that like the foundation's gone patchy around my eyebrows with this sun cream on, especially this. So this is like the finished little thing, and yeah, definitely didn't work on this side of my face with the powder based makeup. However, it did work really well on this side of my face, especially with the liquid foundation underneath. So I think if you're gonna use this sun cream under the makeup, I would definitely say use a liquid foundation first before powder. Powder straight on top of this perhaps isn't the best thing in the world. I did use this instead of a primer. Whether a primer would help, I don't know, but I do know that if I layer up too many liquidy kind of products on my skin, it all just starts to ball off anyway. So one followed by foundation is okay. If I'd used this one with my primer, it would have just balled straight off my skin. It does kind of look okay, especially on this side. However, this is the disaster side. And already where my nose is, it's kind of like come straight off anyway. My nose has just become like an oil slick. I have a really oily T-zone and it's literally just made my whole face into a oil slick on the oily bits. The dry bits are okay, like my cheeks etc. are okay, they feel kind of fine. And now I've added like the layers of powder, it kind of doesn't feel so greasy, especially not this side. This side it still kind of does. My nose just literally feels like an oil slick. It's literally coming. So then campers, my final thoughts on this. Yeah, there's probably better ones that you can find for a base for makeup, or even just if you put on like a moisturiser that's got an SPF of 50 on it first. Well campers, I've had this on my face for a couple of hours now, and usually after a couple of hours I do come back and put another layer of sun cream on, so that's what I'm going to do and see how well my makeup actually holds off. Okay. Oh dear, I can literally feel this balling up under my skin. Uh-oh. Oh dear. Let's have a look in my compact mirror. I could literally sort of feel the foundation coming off under my skin and it's all sort of stuck on my fingers. Oh yeah, we've got lots and lots of balling on both sides. Ah. Oh my god, can you actually see my moustache? I've got like a foundation mark moustache where it's just all balled up and gotten stuck in the fine line that's there. That's kind of not like what I wanted. Okay. So, final thoughts. Bondi Sands, this does not work very well with makeup. It works okay under makeup if it's liquid based products with powder on the top, but you can't just use this straight with powder. And if you're putting it on over the top of makeup, it's absolutely pants. It will just take your makeup off. You could probably get the Boot Sultan one, which is like a once a day, and that might work a bit better than this one. But for me, wearing this with makeup, it's a no. I'm sorry. So if you like this video, don't forget to give me a little thumbs up. Don't forget to say hi in the comments, and if you'd like to see more of this kind of thing and some other things like face masks or baking, then don't forget to click on the subscribe button. See you all soon. Bye.